From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We're watching showers and thunderstorms rolling through mid-Michigan this afternoon. There you can see on Live Storm Tracker 6 Doppler radar, a couple areas that we're keeping a close eye on. These are all moving off towards the east and the northeast. We zoom in a bit along 127. That's where the heaviest rain is, but not as strong as the activity to our west. So all the way south through Jackson, no chance of severe with this initial line. The activity to the west, however, does look a little bit stronger, may have a little bit better chance to begin to produce some gusty winds because that's the main threat as they move through. Severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until tonight at 10 o'clock. It will be canceled early as the second line of storms moves through over the next couple of hours. Temperatures currently are sitting in the upper 50s for Lansing, but 71 in Grand Rapids, so it's warmed back up there. For tonight, chance of storms through around 6, 7 o'clock. Then chances for storms go down as cooler weather moves in. 6 News at 5 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5.
A new community and senior center could be coming to mid-Michigan if voters decide it's worth the tax increase. It's our top story at 5. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jorma Duran. Meridian Township will now officially ask its voters during a special election on August 5th to consider 2 millages. If both pass, the money would provide residents a new community and senior center. Karina Prieto is here for you now with more on the township's plans. Good evening, Karina.
Good evening, Jorma. I spoke with the Meridian Township supervisor who tells me the community currently has a senior-only center for those 55 and up. This new proposed facility would be available to everyone. Now, as you mentioned, there will be 2 millages for the proposed community and senior center on the August ballot. One to fund construction and the other funding operations at the new space. Now, it's important to note that both need to pass for the township to start on the project. If they do pass, the average household is looking at an annual tax increase of around $130. Now, township officials say they know families may not want to increase their expenses, but believe the community will see the value of a new communal spot.
But it's crucial to note that at this time, 0.4 mills are coming off of our tax rolls because we've paid off our fire station and we're no longer needed to pay for CATA-ready ride services. And so the net impact of these 2 ballot initiatives will actually be a lot smaller when you consider that context. So that would bring additional meeting space, it would bring gym facilities, and a number of other amenities that we hope the community will appreciate.
Supervisor Hendrickson also told me the lack of meeting and recreational spaces has been a popular concern on community surveys, and the township hopes this proposal will fill that need. Now, there will be a listening session where people can learn more about the proposal and ask questions on next Tuesday, June 10th at the Central Park Pavilion.
Karina, thank you very much. Authorities have now confirmed it was a fatal crash on I-94 going westbound in Jackson County near the Airport Road overpass that caused the interstate to shut down for more than 7 hours today. The crash took place this morning involving a box truck and a gravel hauling semi. Officials say the box truck was occupied by 2 men and they collided with the rear end of the semi, which was hauling 2 trailers loaded with gravel. According to investigators, both the driver and passenger of the box truck were pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. We just found out the scene has now been cleared and traffic is moving once again. Here's a live look at the 6 News traffic tracker, and as you just can see, it's still red in that spot. The right lane and right shoulder are starting to clear up, so be careful if you're passing through there. Michigan State Police say a new text scam is going around informing people they need to pay up for a non-paid parking ticket, but it's all fake. The text message comes from someone claiming to be from the state of Michigan DMV and threatens legal action against the citizen and driver's license suspension for failure to pay with an associated link to pay the fees. That's not how it works, and authorities across Michigan are making sure you do not fall for it. Do not click on the link and delete the text. Education groups are now coming together and complaining about the state legislature they say is on a path to miss a 1st of July deadline for telling schools how much money they'll get in the fall. 6 News Capitol correspondent Tim Skubic is here for you now with the story.
How important is this July 1st deadline for local school boards?
It's a 10. It's really important.
Imagine as a family, you're trying to buy food, but you don't know how much money you have to spend on it. Now imagine that you're a state school superintendent trying to educate your child and not knowing how much the state will give you to do that. In the past, lawmakers have set July 1st to finish this state school aid bill so that educators could plan. Now, some 23 days away, that July 1st deadline is in doubt. That's because House Speaker Matt Hall says he'll miss it because he needs more time to dive into the budget to find more waste. So what impact would that delay of meeting the deadline have on the schools?
We can't negotiate contracts in the last year that there are districts looking to make possible staffing changes and possible staffing reductions. We don't know what that level should be at without knowing what the legislature is doing.
Some contend without knowing the level of state support, there could be staff layoffs.
You are going to look at some schools having to do bigger layoffs than anticipated, and that will impact programs.
And missing the deadline will impact parents, if not right away, certainly in the fall when the so-called rubber hits the road.
Oh, schools haven't figured out scheduling yet because they don't know how many teachers they're going to have. Oh, we don't know how many kindergarten classrooms we're going to run because, again, we don't know how many teachers we're going to have. So that's when parents will start calling schools, not their legislature. They're going to call schools and complain.
Lawmakers do have another deadline of October 1st to finish the state budget, including the schools. But let's just say the school boards and 16 other education groups don't want to hear that, because that could mean real trouble. Here for you in Lansing, Tim Skubic, 6 News.
Speaking of education funding, the Okemos School Board is meeting tonight to review a plan that will erase a $1.3 million deficit. The proposal would, among other things, raise ticket prices for sporting events and increase athletic fees. It would also cut back on clerks, substitute teachers, utility, grounds, and maintenance workers, and teacher planning time. The district would also cut back on supplies and eliminate a special ed teacher at the high school. Tonight's review is ahead of a final vote planned for next week. A new report says Michigan ranks #1 in the nation for clean energy projects that have been threatened, delayed, or lost due to Trump administration policies. Numbers show Trump policies have already dealt a major blow to America's clean energy sector. In fact, since Trump's election, 142 clean energy projects have been threatened, delayed, or canceled, representing more than $86 billion in investment and more than 90,000 announced jobs in the U.S. According to the report from Climate Power U.S., Michigan's piece of all of that loss is more than $17 billion, followed by Texas with more than $11 billion. U.S. Senator from Michigan Gary Peters is now pushing forward new bipartisan legislation in response to cuts made by DOGE that, if passed, would save positions working for the National Weather Service. The bill is called the Federal Operational Resilience in Emergency Conditions and Storm Tracking, or the Forecast Act. The bill exempts meteorologists, hydrologists who support flood forecasting, river modeling, and water resource management, and field technicians responsible for maintaining radar systems from the Trump hiring freezes. Peters says these positions are essential to notifying the public of extreme weather events and saving lives.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Weather-wise today, it's not a classic setup for big severe weather. There's just enough instability, heat, and moisture in the atmosphere to give us a chance for some stronger cells. And so far they've been strong, but nothing too strong. Here's a look at Live Storm Tracker 6 Doppler radar. A non-severe line of showers and storms right over 127 heading on towards the east. The western portion of this activity is what we're really keeping a close eye on, because it is beginning to tap into a little more buildup in heat as the first line moved through and added yet a little more moisture to the atmosphere. Lightning tracker shows the bulk of the lightning strikes now occurring with our westernmost line. Now, it's nothing earth-shattering. 152 strikes over the past 30 minutes. We certainly see a lot more than that in a big severe weather event. But again, some of these cells are beginning to grow in the atmosphere, if you will. and at such a rate that the hail production's got to be going up a little bit, at least a few of these. This is the 3D view of this cell over Schoolcraft, and notice the line in the back. This is around 25,000 feet in the atmosphere. That gets above the freezing line, so it is enough to create some hailstones and then get some gusty winds down to the surface. So precision casts by 6, 7, 8 o'clock, we're all done with the storms. They will quickly move out, replaced with cooler air in the forecast for tomorrow. So we move through Tuesday evening and on into Wednesday. Relatively quiet weather, but there's something that's going to be taking shape. A little frontal boundary, a stationary front's going to organize just to our south, and along that front there's probably going to be some showers and thunderstorms on Thursday and into Friday. We've just got to see where this front exactly sets up, because there could be some heavy rain with some of the training that could happen with the storms over those areas. Temperatures this afternoon ranging from 59 in Lansing to 70 in Ionia, so it warmed up nicely once the showers blew through, and it's still in the mid-70s south and east towards Ann Arbor. On the Skyview network, our McLaren cam, we've got mostly cloudy skies, temperatures at 60 degrees, 1,407 an inch of rain so far today with a peak wind of 22 miles per hour. Cloudy skies in Grand Ledge, temperatures now back up to 60, fell into the 50s for just a little bit as the rain moved through. Close to 2/10 of an inch, pretty impressive out there. On the Jackson cam, we've got cloudy skies. You can see a rain shaft in the distance there. Temperature at 61 with a 607 inch of rain today and a peak wind of 47 miles per hour, quite windy. In Hillsdale with cloudy skies, our current temperature 65, wind gust only 21, and so far only 1/100th of an inch of precipitation. Tonight's forecast, 52 the overnight low with partly cloudy skies developing. For tomorrow, we should get a lot of sunshine out there. Pretty nice day. Highs a little on the cool side, 72, and it will be breezy tomorrow as well. The 6-day forecast as we head into Wednesday, partly cloudy but warmer, 82. Thursday, showers and storms possible, and again on Friday and again on Saturday, at least in the morning hours. Temperatures from the 80s into the low 70s by Saturday. For Father's Day on Sunday, looks good. Highs in the upper 70s. Next week, no big complaints. Couple storms Monday and again next Thursday with temperatures quite warm.
It's funny because it was raining really hard when we first started the show. It was on the roof, and now I'm starting to see some blue sky.
Right.
Wow.
Michigan weather, you got to love it.
There it is. Alrighty, we appreciate it, David.